Yogis, welcome. We just need a mat today and we'll start onto our back straight away. Slowly come down. And for today, tend the knees together. So that means we set the feet to the edges of the mat. We have the knees together to fall inward. And that way we get a really nice, relaxing lower back here as that melts into the floor. Now your hands might rest onto your stomach or into a cactus overhead. Or maybe even one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly so you can really connect to the breath. And so I'm going to give you a minute of stillness here just to find the breath. And for yoga, that's breath in and out through the nose. And encourage that breath to travel all the way into the stomach. See if you can lengthen and deepen the breath. Just notice when the mind has drifted off away from the breath, which is just so normal. It's just how we're wired. See if you can find your focus to go back into the breath. And continue to take about 4 to 5 more breaths. So for today, guys, we'll take a little bit more of a Hatha practice, which again goes back thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And it's more the foundational style of yoga, where sometimes we move a little slower, not necessarily for the whole hour, but it is a way to find just a little bit more strength and sometimes also flexibility. And today we're focusing quite a bit on strength. So you'll find quite a bit of the muscles working today for the glutes, in particular the outer glutes. And with that comes some hip opening as well. So however you feel about that right now, just let go of any expectations as always. And come back to your final 1 to 2 breaths, traveling all the way into the chest and the belly. You might keep your eyes closed a little bit longer. I quite like that. And then slowly we just park the knees up into the sky. Bring your feet together, but your knees out wide. So you sort of have that diamond shape. So feet together, knees out wide. Hug the lower back into the mat, so squeezing the belly down. And reach the hands up towards the ceiling. Now see if you can start to connect those knees, the inside of the knees, towards the triceps, but then still squeeze the lower back into the mat. And then from there now, you might even lift up now to try and press into the ceiling. Squeeze the knees into the triceps. I know it looks a bit funny, but it is almost like we're doing crow pose here. So squeeze those knees into the triceps, squeeze the belly down. Core should be firing up together with those hips. And we hold for 3. Maybe you can lift a little higher. Squeeze for 2. And 1. And then slowly let your upper body rest. Your arms rest beside you or overhead, whatever you'd like. Bring those legs into a tabletop, so you push them away from you. And straight away, I want you to feel the core engage, so the abdomen start to work. Press the lower back into the mat. We take a widening of the legs, side to side, and then back in together. And then we straighten the legs forward, only as low as you can go with the lower back still down to the floor. So a widening, squeeze the belly down like someone is sitting on your stomach. Exhale, reach it forward. Nice long legs. Last round, widen. And then reach those long legs long forward. Maybe you can reach yourself up as well and look at the belly. Squeeze it down a little bit more. breathe. And then hug the knees into your chest. Little circling, little swaying. And we'll start to make a transition onto hands and knees. So you can start to rock forwards and backwards, which is really nice to massage the spine. You might use your hands to hold on to the legs, or you might make this a little bit more playful. Freestyle it, no hands. So you kind of come to your boat pose if you know your yoga abhyanga, your navasana. Lifting, playing, massaging. Last round. And then slowly come up and over, hands and knees. So that's our tabletop. Straight away, draw the belly in and breathe. And then slowly the left hand extends forward and the right leg comes back. See if you can draw in again through the abdomen. We take a big breath in to stay. And exhale, elbow to knee comes together. One more like that. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale to extend. And then see firstly if you can bring the leg to the right side. That means off your mat. And then the hand to the left side. So the hand goes to the left corner of the mat. The leg goes to the right. And really now see if you can press the right leg more to the right. Feel the outer glute engage for 3, for 2, and 1. Bring it forward, long line, breath in, down to the floor, breath out. A round of cat-cow, or let's do 2. Inhale, open, and look up. Your back bending here, chest drops. Exhale, chin to chest, look at the belly button. And it feels good, so let's do one more. Breath in, find your back bend. Exhale, round. There you go, come back, neutral spine here. It is the right hand stretching forward, the left leg stretching back. Inhale, you stay, and exhale, round. Inhale, reach, we take one more. Exhale, round, squeeze the belly in. Inhale, reach it forward, and exhale, now bring it out to the side. That means the right hand to the right, the left leg to the left, as far as you go. Find the core to fire up, press that up, and then really press the leg in particular as much as you can up to that left side. And then hold for 3, feel the outer glute, wake up, 2, and 1. Slowly bring this back, tabletop. Inhale, cat-cow. Exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale. As you come back to that neutral spine, your tabletop, bring your right toes a little bit off your mat, so kind of to the right side again. And then slowly left leg, step it behind you, toes out towards the left side, which means we're setting up for a modified side plank. Reach up to the sky, big breath in here. Maybe you can lift the leg all the way up. Hold again for 3, try and lift it higher, get the outer glute to work again for 2. And 1, slowly bring this all back down. Once you hit your tabletop, left toes off to the left side, maybe even off your mat, just for balance sake if anything. Right foot steps to the back of your mat, right hand lifts up. And then again, find first the shoulders to stack and the hips to stack. And then lift maybe the right leg up. And again, find lift, find strength, rather than kind of just a lift. You have that point where you don't feel nothing, and you have that point where you're like, oh, yeah, right there. One more big breath in, lift, 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 lift. And then slowly bring this back down. Curl your toes, spread the fingers wide. So your index finger and your middle finger are predominantly facing forward. And then you lift your knees, lift your hips. Downward facing dog here. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. 2 more breaths. Start to bring one heel at a time or 2 heels together a little bit more to the mat. So you feel kind of that back of your leg lengthening, but not in a way that it hurts the lower back. So gently, gently. One more breath. And parking the feet a little closer to each other. Lift the right leg up, bend your knee, and then start to circle that knee. Now in the meantime, please keep pressing the floor away. So really push the floor away and the rib cage close still to that left thigh. But make the biggest circles that you can make. So we're finding a little bit of hip mobility here. You can open and circle, shoulders are working hard to continue to press you away from the floor. Last circle, feel the left glute start to fire up. And then slowly bring that down, change sides. Left leg lifts, bend your knee, and start to circle. And then funny enough, your left leg is moving, but your right glute will start to fire up to keep yourself steady and still. Push the floor away still. Keep the right leg as still as possible as your left knee is circling. The biggest circles possible. Let's do 2 more. Maybe 3 if you're moving really quick. Belly scoops in, Uddiyana Bandha, and that's navel to spine and lifting upwards. Downward facing dog to come back to. And then take a deep breath in. Let's shift forward to a high plank and hold for a moment here and breathe. Press up into the upper back, even exaggerate sort of a rounding for today. Lift the belly and breathe. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And 1. Everything should be warm. We're taking tiny little steps forward to the top of the mat. It's almost like you're walking on the moon. It's that lift, scoop, and at some stage you will need to bend your knees. Do that, bend your knees at least at the top here, generously or just a little bit. Just let yourself sway upside down here. Big breath in, and a big breath out. And then slowly inhale to stay, and exhale, curl yourself up to stand. Good. We keep the feet hip width apart for today, so keep them there. Bend through the knees and lift through the arms when you're ready. We are in chair pose. My mistake. Light through the toes, heavy through the heels. And then really sit your lowest here. Because the feet are hip width apart, we can sit a little lower. Let this be all legs working. So if your thighs are screaming, that's great, first of all, but make it your glutes more. Squeeze a little bit more. And in the meantime, can you keep that breath in and out through the nose? Come lower a little bit more. Interlace the fingers, press the hands forward now. Can you sit your hips right in line with your knees and sort of aim for a straight spine, lift the hands high and just stay and breathe for 3, for 2, and 1. Hands come down, hips lift up, we release. Take a halfway lift here, hands to the shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Let's take 1 more of these, feels good. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Good, bending through the right leg, step the left foot all the way back to the back of the mat. Adjust a little bit if you need to. So we're in a low lunge. Squeeze the glutes here a little bit again, and then inhale, lift the right hand up. Take a deep breath in as you stay there. Maybe reach it a little bit behind you now. Feel that shoulder opening, but keep those legs strong and the back leg nice and straight as well. You take another deep breath in here, and then exhale, bring the right hand down. Come onto the fingertips, so we don't use the hands here very much. And see if you can step that left foot forward, hip width apart, and reach and touch forward, and then the left foot steps back again. So we're working strong into those leg muscles. Light onto those fingertips. Step it forward, reach. And I have to say, this is my 3rd time I've done this today. I'm feeling it. Last time when you're ready, guys, reach, stand, touch. And then slowly interlace, or no, bring the hands together, actually push those knees out wide. So we widen the feet as well. I can highly recommend heels on the mat and toes just off the mat. So you're in your malasana or yogi squat. For 5 times, we lift and lower the hips here, just to knee height. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down, step it back, high plank. If you love your vinyasa, that's what we've done as well before a lot. Elbows in, lower down. Maybe you take the knees down. High to low plank, that is. Inhale, take this into your little back bend, a cobra. Just wash it out like a good wash cycle. Exhale, push it back. And again, feel that moment of just length through the back of the legs and into the glutes. Another deep breath. And then little steps again, like you're walking in space. Finding again the shoulders to stack over the wrists. Amazing for us to do. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Keep the feet hip width apart. Back to chair pose. Inhale. Reach the arms up. Any shoulder issues, feel free to keep the hands to the hips. But it does really power up our heart rate. See if you can push into those heels, lift or wiggle, or at least create some lightness into the toes. Sit a little lower. Reach the arms a little higher. One more inhale here. One more exhale, and then interlace the fingers again. Press. You come even lower. Your stomach is actually touching your thighs now for 3, for 2, and 1. Fold forward, release. And as you lift, lengthen, inhale, step the right foot back, a big step. Maybe the left one forward until you have that nice long lunge. Right hand stays down, left hand reaches up, big breath in. Squeeze those legs, don't get sloppy through the back knee. It can be down 100%, but if it's up, make sure it's really powerful up. Maybe let the arm fall a little behind you, feel the shoulder open, 1 more breath. And as you bring it down, come onto the fingertips. Get heavy and strong through the legs and light through the fingers. There we go. Step the right foot hip width apart forward, reach. And then the right foot steps back. Good. Step, reach. And back. Last round, guys. Step, reach. And hands come down. Widen the feet. Again, heels in, toes out. Back into our little malasana, our yogi squat. So let's do a little arm work here as well. You walk your feet maybe back if you're out of mat space in front of you, like I was. And then from there on out, we really try to come forward, bring the hands down for a little kind of crow pose, tricep push-up. So we bring the hands forward, lift into the toes, and just bend the elbows in, squeeze it all together, and come back. So our hands shoulder width, lifting the glutes, come forward, and bring it back. It's not an actual crow pose, it's more the core coming together. Maybe the knees a little higher, squeeze the elbows and come closer to the floor. And back, downward facing dog. So lifting the hips, stepping the feet back, take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Nice to do a hip yawn now, because the thighs can use that little stretch. Lift the right leg up, big breath in. Bend your knee and open it up. So your right knee is pointing up to the ceiling. And then try and flex as much as you can through the right foot. That means heel to your bottom, toes away from your bottom. And then lastly, can you push the left heel down and the rib cage closer to the thighs. Changing sides. So inhale, right leg lifts. Step it back down, slow transitions. It's still yoga. Left leg up, inhale. Bend your knee and open hip yawn. So encourage the left hip to stack on top of the right hip bone. The right heel comes down more. It might not touch, that's okay. But really flex the toe and kick it closer into your bottom. You feel the thigh stretch. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Slowly bring this all the way back. Good. Big breath in. And a big breath out. Lift the right leg up to the sky. Big breath in. And then exhale, step it all the way forward. And you might need to adjust that if it didn't get there straight away. That's okay. Back heel stays lifted. Inhale, we come up to a crescent lunge or high lunge. So reach for the sky, squeezing the glutes, especially today, and breathe. Good. We stay for another big breath in, and then we lower it as close as you can down to the floor on the exhale. Squeeze. Inhale, come up. Exhale to lower. And then inhale, come up. And exhale to lower. Squeeze. Inhale to come up. And then exhale, open up, warrior two. Nice opportunity to open the hips here. So try and find that space, the front of your hips. Your chest is facing all the way to the side. And then your right arm reaches forward. Your left arm back. Look at your right middle finger and sit your very lowest. You might bounce a little if you like. Opening and breathing. One more full round of breath here. We'll take a moment to reverse. Stay low through the front knee. Inhale. Take the right hand back behind you. And on an exhale, bring the right hand forward in front of your right toes. And you might take a hop step or fly your left leg up straight away. So we're setting up for a half moon. So your fingertips are on the floor, but light, please. Open like we did with our hippie on the left hip on top of the right hip. Flex those toes like you're standing onto the left foot too. Maybe the hand is up. And if you need more balance, bring the hand to the hip, makes it easier. Now from here on out, as we're in half moon, same as what we've done kind of before, we're wanting to activate that outer glute. So start to pulse and lift. Pulse and lift in your highest point. It can really nicely activate the inner thigh on the right leg as well. Whatever you're doing, can you go higher to activate, lift, to squeeze it? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn the hips square, so 2 hip bones face towards the floor, 2 hands come down. Step your left foot all the way back, our starting position. Left hand down, back foot, come onto the blade of the foot, so to the baby edge side, and the right foot to hip level, reaching up, you're back into your side plank. We've been here before. Breathe and lift as high as you can for 3, for 2, and 1. Right hand comes down, downward facing dog. If you love your vinyasa, this is a nice opportunity for you to shift forward, knees down or full plank to lower. Again, wash everything out. Inhale your back bend. And you might be in down dog, you might be in child's pose instead. Exhale. Good. Take a breath to reset. Left leg lifts. Inhale. Good. And then exhale, slowly start to step it forward. And there you go. Breathe here, setting up. Nice and strong through those legs. Breathe, breathe, and rise. So slowly finding those transitions. Squeeze the glutes, lift through the bandha into the belly. Long spine. Inhale, stay, reach for the sky. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. One more round, breath in, squeeze those glutes, exhale, lower. And as you inhale, come up, opening up, warrior two, exhale. Checking that knee always, that left knee today, here on this side. Over the second and third toe. Arms come, opposite motions. Bounce a little if that felt good for you. Find your edge. Breathe. One more last breath. Relax the shoulders. Find a sort of depth in which you can breathe, but it is intense. And then stay low in reverse, breath in, lengthen into our half moon. So come forward, left hand down, either set up or you might take a hop, hop, hop if you need it, to come and lift the right leg up. And then spin that right hip upwards. Right hand might be on the hip or it opens up to the ceiling. And today we're not even working on lifting that hand and finding that balance. Today we're working on that lift and pulse. So the right leg, pulse. Flex here a lot, guys. So flex those toes like you're painting with your heel, something up high in the sky. Squeeze that glute, and if you're not feeling it, open the hip more and pulse higher and straighter with more flexion. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down, hips square off, step it back quietly, and then right hand down, back of your foot goes on the blade, left foot comes to the hip, reach up to your modified side plank, lift those hips higher, feel that stretch, but definitely also those obliques and those hips working. 1 more breath, and then slowly down, downward dog, or flow. Big breath in. Maybe in a sigh, especially if you're resting here in your down dog or in your child's pose. 3 more breaths. Also to welcome anyone back that is taking their flow. When you're ready, we're taking that little walk forward again, like we're back on the moon. See if you can stack those shoulders right over the wrists. And as you come further forward every time, notice what that does to the shoulders and the abs. It's good. Halfway lift, big breath in. And out, exhale. And this time, inhale, halfway lift. Reach the hands forward. So say almost like a meter or half a meter forward in front of you. You encourage a long spine here, or we try. And then first things first, we slowly bring that left leg behind us. Flex the toes and try and lift it as high as you can. Feel the right glute work hard. Draw the belly in, lengthen the spine, lift it as high as you can. 1 more breath. And then walk the hands a little closer to the right toes. Bend both knees, curl. Lift and straighten both legs. Or like lift the left leg, lengthen. Exhale, curl. Work the right glute. In your own time or at your own pace. Now bending together and that straightening. You can go quick, you can go slow. I want you to feel that right glute. Let's take 2 more. And the last one. Slowly walk those hands back onto their fingertips. And the left foot, step it, but don't step it, float it, actually next to your right big toe. So left and right big toe are in line, but your left leg is floating. See if you can bring it out to the side, so to the left side. Hold for 5. Try and lift it higher. Feel the burn for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And there we go. Walk those hands forward, forward, forward. Long-ish spine, or as long as you can get it, really. Right leg, come back behind you. It's almost like your warrior 3, but with fingers to the floor. Draw the belly in, lift that right leg as high as you can. Hold for about 5 more. Try and square off the hips. It's going to be hard, but we're trying. Last 2, lift, lift, lift. And 1, 2 knees bent, curl in, and straighten. Bend, and straighten. In your own pace, don't forget to breathe. Try and relax the toes. Push more weight in the heel. I'm doing 3 more. Belly in. And as you stretch it back, walk those hands a little further again away. And then bring the right big toe to float next to the left, so it's off the floor. Good, once that's happening, out to the side as high as you can. Squeeze the left glute, but try not to fall off to the left side. Hold, breathe, 3, 2, and 1. Halfway lift, breath in. Half fold, exhale. And then inhale, feet together to touch this time, at least the big toes, maybe a little gap in the heels. Come up, chair pose again. So we're up, we're back up, breathe. This time around, hands together, thumb center of chest, sit your hips back, and then bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Don't ever let that rest on the kneecap, please, so lift it a little if that's happening. Sit the hips back. We're stretching, but still strengthening, so you might still feel that burn. Sit the hips back more and more, but long spine, so avoid this rounding. You might stay here. You might have enough flexibility to touch the floor, or kind of bring hands together at the shin. Last 3, breath. Last 2, and as you come up, slide the right over the left thigh, and then bring the right underneath the left arm, eagle pose. Wrap maybe the toes around the back of the leg, sitting low, so it's right over left thigh and right underneath the left arm. Hold for 3. Can you sit a little lower? For 2. And 1, stand tall. Breath in, reach the arms up. And exhale, swan dive forward. Halfway lift. Breath in. Exhale, fold. Take a moment to hang upside down here. Bend your knees to not overstretch through the glutes. Head heavy, tension away. Big toes come together to touch, already to set up. And when you're ready, big breath in, chair pose. Weight into the heels as always. Squeeze the knees together, hands together, thumb center of chest. Left ankle, top of right thigh. Lift it as much as you can. Sit the hips back, so I want your right toes to be light. Left and right hip flexibility is a whole different story, so just see what you can do here in terms of lowering, but still lengthening. Maybe hands come down, maybe stay where you need to stay. For 5. 4. Chest open, collarbones smile. 3. 2. 1. Rise up through the spine, slide the left over the right thigh for eagle, and the left arm underneath the right. Lift the elbows, upper body back, squeeze the arms and the legs together for 3. Go lower, squeeze those inner thighs for 2. And 1, stand tall, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Again, my flower so you can flow. Otherwise, stay and breathe. Nice work, guys. When you're ready, shifting forward to high plank. And then slowly, left hand to the middle of the mat. See if you can come to a full side plank. Feel free to modify and bring the right foot to hip level. Otherwise, the right foot is on top. Reach the hand up. And stay, or see if you can lift the top foot and pulse again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High plank to dog. Exhale. Come forward, high plank. Left hand lifts up, right hand comes to the center of the mat. Full or modified side plank. Lift the left leg and pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. High plank Downward facing dog, exhale. Big breath in. Sigh. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling. And then right knee to the left elbow to cross. See if you can step that right foot to the outside of your left hand. And then slowly from there on out, without back bending so much, lift the left hand up. So you're kind of in a side plank. You can position the back heel down. Reach it up. If you can, you lift the right leg up. Otherwise, stay for 3. Lifting higher for 2. 1. Bring the left hand down. Bring the right knee to the right side of the mat. And shin parallel-ish. We're setting up for half pigeon, so when you're ready, drag that left leg back. Any pain through the knee, get out immediately and take your figure 4 onto your back. I'll show that in a moment. Otherwise, you flex through the toes. And inhale, you stay, or exhale, you come down to rest. You can have your head supported by fists to create some height. This is your modification. If your hips or your knees are not loving this, it's right ankle on top of the left thigh. And then right hand through the whole left hand on the outside as you grab hamstring. So be where you need to be. Make sure it feels good. Or if there's a lot of feelings, let it be stretch and not joints. We can finally relax here a little, guys. So let's relax. Relax those shoulders. Breathe. Square of those hips. Ongoing, so just keep checking in. Notice when you're rolling off. Maybe pop that sweater that you put to the side or anything underneath that right glute to just kind of prop yourself up. Relax everything in your body now. Start to kind of let your breath free flow. So nothing to manage anymore. Unmanage, unravel, untangle, soften. One more whole minute here. Stretching out that outer glute after all that work. Soften the shoulders more and the jaw more along the way. Final 3 breaths. Maybe a sigh even. And after your 3rd breath, you come up slowly and you return back to your dog. So slow transitions, just hold it still for a moment. It is so incredible how our body knows exactly what to do. So you feel that heat through the right leg. Now try not to interfere. There's blood rushing through into the knee joint, into the muscles. Nourishing, healing. One more round of breath. Just exploring what's happening, appreciating the healing. Lifting the left leg up, breath in. Left knee to right elbow, hold. Straighten it out besides your right hand, lift it if you need to, that's fine. And there we go, lift the right hand up. Good. Open and lift. You don't need to back bend too much today. Push out of those hips. Maybe you can lift your left leg off the floor. Maybe you choose not to for 3, for 2. And one hand comes down, lift the leg, bring left knee to the left side of your mat. Reposition, realign, half pigeon, right leg draws back. And when you're ready, lengthen down, and of course find your modification, right? If that was better for you. Breathe, breathe, and rest down. Soften again. Let gravity do the work for you as you unfold, as you let go. Can you soften a little bit more over and over? And recognize those moments when you've kind of left and got back into thinking. It is how we're wired. It is normal for us to be on the go. Just coming home when you notice. We have one more minute here. Final 3 breaths here. Really let yourself melt. And slowly come onto the hands. Bring your right leg all the way forward. 2 legs come forward. And lie down for just a moment. Have the legs straight. And again, just like we did in our downward dog, just notice the heat go into that left leg. Let everything be sort of hot. Just recognize the healing and the goodness that's happening. And don't interfere. 2 more breaths here. Let it be heavy. And when you're ready, reach the hands up to the ceiling, a little bit of ab work before we stretch it out all the way into Savasana. Looking forward, and you might stay with little pulses, yeah? So if you don't get to come all the way up, stay there. Otherwise, come all the way up, sitting nice and tall. We call this staff pose. And then this time around, right leg comes in tabletop, and roll yourself all the the way down. Keep that right leg into tabletop. Reach on arms overhead. Come back up. Back, up, here. Nice. Coming halfway down this time around. Bring two hands to the right side and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Two legs forward. Inhale, soft pose. Reach the arms forward. Left leg tabletop. Roll all the way down. Slowly. Arms overhead. Roll all the way up. Come back down halfway. Two hands onto the left side and pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. Two legs forward. Inhale. And exhale, roll yourself down. Slowly. Setting the soles of the feet to the floor, feet hip width apart, and the heels nice and close into the glutes. You should be able to touch them with your fingers, or get close at least. And then take a big breath in, lift those hips up into our bridge. Incredible to have the glutes work as a team together here. And take another big breath in, lift, maybe even lift your heels. One more big breath in. And then exhale, slowly come down. Just one breath in. One breath out. Second round of bridge. When you're ready, slowly rise up, squeeze through those glutes. Stay at your highest point. Maybe lift your heels again for today. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last round, but first a big breath. And that last round can be not a back bend, right? You can just rest. It can be another bridge pose, or you come into wheel pose. And wheel pose, I won't even show or cue. I want you to be so comfortable in doing that in your own home. And otherwise, please come with me to bridge. So big breath in here, and again, walk those heels a little closer. Let's come up. Maybe for this last round in bridge, we lift the arms even up, the heels up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down slowly. And just like we started, tent the knees together. So step the feet wide, edges of the mat, knees come together. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Happy baby. Then we have done so much outer hip. So let's do an open and lengthen inner groin and hips. So you lift your legs, grab ankles for my less flexible people, and that can be just a today thing, right? That just feels nicer. Have your tailbone down onto the floor. If you can, grab the outsides of your feet, or even the big toes. I quite like the outsides of your feet, because then you flex a little bit more. And just breathe. You might sway. You might be still here, but look like a dead bug, basically. Soles of the feet right above the knees, facing up to the ceiling. You might bend a little, flatten the sacrum down again. Breathe into this hip opening. 2 more big breaths. And out of all the work we've done today, I'm taking a spine twist as our final little movement. If you have anything else that your body is desiring at this moment, do that instead. Yeah, so anything you like here. Otherwise, right knee, I'm pulling into my chest, left leg straight, big breath in, and then that right knee over to the left side as I twist. Shoulders down in the spine twist. And it doesn't matter which way you look for me in the spine twist. come back up. Right leg forward, left knee in. Big breath. And exhale, twist to the right side. Shoulders down, maybe closing the eyes. We have about 2 more breaths, so whatever you are doing at this moment, take your 2 breaths before you safely come out. Any final movement still? And then coming to lie into our Savasana. So again, if you wanted to wear something or pop something over your eyes or wear some socks, do it now. Get nice and comfortable, get nice and cozy. And then shimmy those shoulders down. Nestle sort of those glutes and shoulder scapula together, so you're just a little bit more grounded, a little bit more balanced. And everything else folds open, hand palms fold upwards. Let's take a big sigh here. Whenever we work hips and glutes, it always just brings up a lot as well. So let this be a little therapy. Big breath in. It's the best part about doing it in your own home. Exaggerate, sigh. And hey, maybe you need another 2 or 3. Take that until you feel sort of relaxed and empty and soft. Empty in a good way, yeah? See if you can find some separation between the upper and lower teeth and let your tongue be loosened to your mouth. And without movement, just think, relaxing the toes, relaxing the feet, relaxing the ankles, relaxing the shins, the calves, relaxing the knees and the bottom of your knees. Relax the thighs, the hamstrings. Relax the hips, the whole pelvic bowl, and glutes heavy on the floor. Relax the belly and let it rise on every breath in. Full with every breath out. Relax the lower back, the middle back, the upper back. Relax your chest and let it rise with every breath in. Full with every breath out. And just feeling the heartbeat, the life that is in your chest. Relax the shoulders. Relaxing both arms fully and heavily. Relax the right hand, the left hand, and all 10 fingers. And just feel all the sensations beneath the skin on the inside of your hands. Relax the neck. Relax your throat. Relax your chin. Relax your jaw, your cheeks, your lips. Relax the ears into the temples of your head. Relax your eyes as they're closed, just noticing different sensations and flashes. Relaxing and smoothing out through the eyebrows and into our forehead, third eye. Relax the top of your head, the your whole body relaxed. My yogis, this is where I will leave you. Please commit to staying. Maybe scan through your body once more like we just did. Maybe stay for 5 or 10 or 50 breaths. Namaste.